Scrabble. I'm here to talk about my one-time show, or one of my favorite shows back in the day. It's not my top favorite now, but I would say if it came on TV and it was a marathon, I'd watch it. Like Seinfeld, I'd watch a marathon of that. But Gilmore Girls is a show that I didn't start watching till like my college years. Like I was in college like from 2010 to 2013, and that's whenever I started watching the Gilmore Girls. Um, my cousin told me about it. I didn't really think I'd get into it, but I watched like the first 3 episodes. After the third one, I'm like, this is a pretty good show. It's a really good storyline. So the mother is really funny. The daughter is hilarious. They're very smart, like witty people. It's like, I'm messing it right now, so it's just like what it is. It helps me sleep and my back not achy because this weather makes my joints kind of want to crack. But Gilmore Girls, man, I had someone talked about it today, and it brought me into mind to talk about it, on here. Cause in case someone who wants to jump in and join in and discuss this show with me, because it was a great show back in like the early 2000s. They came out in like 98, I think, like up to like 2005, 2006. It was something like that. Um, but I'm trying to think when it was actually first aired. But I didn't watch it when it first aired. I was watching other things at that time, I'm sure. But Gilmore Girls, it had so many romances, so many friendships, so many connections, community, togetherness. There was always a town meeting. Um, Everyone was involved, like people who were just um wandering around would come and join in the festus, like the carnivals, the fairs. Um, it's pretty neat to hear all that and see that on the show about everyone's like a community of like Mayberry. Like everyone knows everyone, you know. And if they knew that you were out of the loop or whatever, they would come over there and tell you, hey, this is what's going on, so you might want to be involved if you want to be. And it's like not everyone's so pushy except for Taylor. There's Taylor, and he's like the mayor of the town. Excuse me, sorry. And there's Kirk. Kirk is a great character on the show. He was actually on the other movie, Guardians of the Galaxy. He was friends with that blue guy. Um, but Kirk was on that show from the beginning, and he developed into his character over time really well. It carried his character. He carried the character well. Like he didn't fail his character. The person who played him didn't fail. No one did. Everyone played their character right. There was Dean. The guy who played Dean did a wonderful job. He was very natural. Everyone who acts has a skill, has a talent, has a ability to connect in a way to give an appearance of natural naturalness, um, like dialect, the speech, your eye contact to the other person, you know, like your ability to connect to the subject line that you're doing, you're trying to figure it out and all, and it's like the characters bring the story together, and the town brings the whole chapter together. Like every season that ends is a great beginning. I love it. I love seeing the chemistry develop between the characters, like the mother and daughter, and then the mother, daughter, and grandmother development. Like the grandma, who is Emily, played by Emily, and then there's Richard, the grandfather. They help Rory out from the beginning, and they help out Lorelai, which is also Rory's name. See, they both have the same name, but only like it was like handed down by the women. It was like a joke to them, is what they were saying. Um, but see, Rory's very gifted. She's very smart. She knows like her mom's been working so hard to give a better life for herself. Moving from this place to the other. Um, she worked up in in her work the situation from a housekeeper to a like a what like second command, like making sure the reservations are kept, the housekeepers are in line, the food's well, like an assistant manager sort of thing. But she worked herself up in that position while raising her daughter. That's Rory, and it's great to see that development. Though she was stubborn and not asking her mother, um, like showing her her granddaughter, That's the only thing I would say was wrong, was keeping them away from each other. But I understand she was young, 16, and she didn't want to face the hard truth that her mother might not be happy with her at all, and she didn't want to see the disappointment in her mom's face. Which I can see, but it's not always. But at least she came back, right? But she only came back because Rory needed money for school, and because she got into a very high prestigious school because of the whole fact that she was in public school, and she was just doing so well in it that she was actually able to get into a better school, and her grandparents was didn't know about this at first, but they found out by Lorelai when she came over to ask for some help, and they were like, "Well, there's conditions. Friday night dinners are going to be, applied." And Roy wasn't supposed to know about it, but Lorelai's mom was kind of being like, pushy about things and being too pushy, and it made her upset that things were said in quiet, and Roy overheard, of course. And she found out that that's what happened, and Roy's like, "Whoa, mom, you really did that for me? You really decided to um do this for me to go to school?" And Lorelai's like, "Of course I'd do anything for you." So they went through that agreement, and they started going to Friday night dinners. They loved it, in a way, besides like the tension of like becoming familiar with the whole meeting the family all the time. I used to do that on my weekends. Everyone would get together, so it's not new to me, but it was great to see that in a show. It was a great show. Um, I'd have to say, Dean's my favorite character. Jess was okay, but he could have been more. There's no chemistry really there that I could see building. Um, the chemistry between Dean and Rory there was a lot there. Like there was there from the beginning. Whenever she first went to like high school, right? She was in ninth grade, 10th grade when she met Dean, and it built from there. Like she first got her kiss from Dean, and it went from there, and you could see it build, and then Jess shows up, and it's like a couple close calls, a few communications, but it wasn't like enough to where anything built. There's no building blocks for that relationship to be steady. It was just more like chemistry, like boy meets girl, and it's a new experience. That's all that they had. Whether it was new, different, and I'm young, so why not, sort of thing. Um, but Dean was faithful all the way through. Tristan was more like a Jess situation. Logan, ugh, Logan was a bad call. Logan was just a waste of time. Um, Logan was just a waste of time. Like he didn't really help Rory build herself a career as a journalist when she went to college. Um, he was pretty much there to help maybe like explore different elements of the world, but was never anything that would bring her happiness in the long run. Just enjoyment right now, but not a fulfillment in her career later. She might enjoy the now, but not later. He's not a good lesson. See, Jess was thinking about the future too hard. He was already in the future, thinking, like, hey, school's what it is, but I'm over school. I'm too smart for school, so I'm just gonna go to work. That's where he went. Like, Jess was a workaholic. He wanted to just keep the grind going. Even put school on the back burner, even though he was so smart to ace school, but he put school on the back burner. And Dean, on the other hand, was wanting to work and go to school and be everything for everyone, but he was limited in his knowledge. Like we all are. We're all limited. We all can't do what others can do, but we can do what we can do best with what we got. And Dean was able to work with his hands really well. So that's why he went into carpentry after high school. Um, or construction, sorry, construction. And, but, he still was trying to go to school though. But, you guys should check out that whole Gilmore Girls if you ever get a chance. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. I know I'm giving spoilers, but I'm not giving everything away. There's so much to give. There's so many contests you get to watch that they do for a town. It's so funny. It's a great, funny show. Hope everyone gets to enjoy it one day, like I did. It took me like what a couple months to really watch all the way through. I watched it on an old web browser site that lets you watch free movies. It's called TV Duck. It's so old. It would give you ways to watch movies and TV shows for free. And yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I don't think they have it or a Blinks remote or something like that. But that's what it is. But it's getting to be that time of the night that I must say good night because I had fun talking about Gilmore Girls. And Dean, though, I can talk more about Dean, the character Dean. And I find out Jason, or that Jared. Mm, Jason or Jared. I think I know his name. But I don't want to say it wrong and anyone get on me. But I'll find out tomorrow and talk about him. Because he did a good character. He was a great character. He played a great role, I gotta say. But everyone, good night and see you tomorrow. Peace out.